Hey guys, it's Ryan and the rest of the crew and Mr. I'm going to call him Bill. I think his name, he looks like a Bill to me. So we're going to call Bill. Bill's here. Thanks for joining everybody. It is the 45th episode of Making It Up As We Go. And I am here, as always, with friends and family. Let's bring them all in here. Today we got Mr. Sean. Hey, Sean.
Good evening.
We got Mr. Old Paul.
Good evening.
Hey, Old Paul.
Howdy.
And we got Mr. Not So Old Paul. Yeah, I was trying to get somebody to come on and join us on the show the other day. And so if they ever answer, there'll be two Seans and two Pauls on the show. At the same time, it'll be really confusing.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. So let's see here. Yeah, it looks like we got a bunch of people out there in the chat. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us on your Saturday evening. Hopefully your time is well spent with us. Probably not, but we'll say we hope so. All right, well, let's get into it here and talk about some stuff. What have we been working on this week? Anybody want to tell us?
I know somebody's been really busy.
Mr. Hammercrest has been busy. Oh,
we've been doing some.
We got swinging this around. There we go.
We've been doing some artistic prints.
Ooh, cute little pug.
Yeah, little pug. We've been doing some fidget toys.
I like that one, and that's a print in place one too, isn't it?
Yes.
That's ridiculous that it prints and spins that well.
I was very worried about it at first.
Did you blow that up or anything, or is that the size of the original file?
That's 100%.
Wow, that's cool.
Now some functional.
Oh, there you
go. And you can.
Very nice.
That one I can see being very useful.
Functional and artistic.
You gotta love when your head can open for candy.
And my daughter wanted me to show these off because these are so she can start organizing her shelf. I don't want her doggies to fall.
Oh, there you go.
But she has those 3-in-1 Lego sets of all the animals, and they're in there. So she has her dogs.
Now, at the top of that, can you plug your Legos into the top of that?
Yes. And so bottom and top.
Oh,
so she used Legos to put that on there.
Jeez.
And then she has all her Disney toys in there.
There you go.
And I also want to say, if I am behind or lagging, let me know, because while we were waiting to get in, we had a brownout.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So just tell me if I'm lagging, and I may need to restart my computer and rejoin.
Yeah, you're good enough. Yeah, Harry's on the same course as I am. Like the amount that thing spins around is pretty good. Oh, now you know what he's going to do now. The answer is yes, Matt.
Their electronics are coming.
Sweet. So is it going to pew and all that stuff, or?
Not for this one. I'm going to have to modify the file.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. Flip you back this way here. There we go. Cool. Awesome. Well, what about you, Sean? What have you been working on?
Oh, playing with trains again. This time bigger.
Oh, yeah?
Not a lot of fancy stuff like Paul's been doing, but I've been working on rail cars. So,
oh, wow.
Kind of hard to show here.
And what scale is that?
This is G scale. This is Garden Railway. this to go outside in the front of the house. So I'm doing a few of these. Got one printing right there. Then doing the trucks. These turned out really cool. Excuse the wheels; those will not be the wheels on it.
Hold on a
These
second.
are just
let me blow you up here so you can.
sure.
There you go.
Yeah, kind of hard to see.
Now, what's the matter with those wheels?
Oh, these are spoked. These are like the old carriage wheels from days gone
Oh,
by, and the solid ones are modern. But it's a good way just to test them.
You gonna 3D print the correct wheels for it, or do they have to be metal? Or
No, if I run at the club at Seegers, all your wheels have to be metal because the plastic does wear off onto the track. Now at home, I'll probably just run plastic and metal, the both of them. But yeah,
Sweet.
the cool thing is the club's got a bunch of plastics because everyone's changing them out. I've got a couple of guys offering up a handful of wheels, so that'll be fun.
Cool. Very cool.
And then I'm working on an old Da Vinci printer. I'm modifying it. We're going from this to this.
Ooh.
So hopefully I'll have that done. That's going to go, once I'm finished with this one will go to my nephew.
The Da Vinci one, that was like a proprietary filament or something like that, wasn't that? Or is that
In the beginning, it was, you had to use their cartridges. And then some of the guys like myself, you'd flash the cartridge and you just use your own filament. And then eventually you just replace the board and just start from there. The printer itself is a solid printer. Now this one is the Pro. It's a Da Vinci Pro, so it's not using the proprietary filament, which is kind of cool. It just gives you a little warning. Hey, our stuff is better, kind of a deal. But it works. And the cool thing about that particular printer is you can swap out the print head and put in a laser head. And that's what my nephew's really digging on it. So I figure I'll get that going for him. And nice little gift for him.
Nice. Very good. What about you, Mr. Paul Corliss? Any progress on the hand?
well, I got the gears in it,
Oh, nice.
Oh, that is
but
cool.
that was the downfall
Uh-oh.
because they don't mesh very well. So I think what I'm going to have to do is recut the gears and make them just a tad bigger because they just don't mesh well.
Okay.
And it's because the one gear is just a tad too small as,
Oh,
as it falls out of the hand. But this gear is just a tad too small. So I think I might recut just that one gear and make it a little bigger.
Yeah.
Let's see it. No, not the hand
Oh,
itself.
the hand?
Yeah, I want to see this. I want to see the gears.
And I've got it so the
Oh, yeah, it is kind of working.
yeah.
That is too cool.
Pretty soon it'll play the piano better than Matt
So one of your
Hollis.
fingers just has arthritis then.
Right. Yeah, one of them's got arthritis. Yeah, I borrowed it from my wife. But yeah, I don't think the timing is quite right on the fingers yet. So, it's a work in progress. It's
Cool.
It's a cool puzzle.
yeah, but it's coming along. There's still a lot of parts left.
Wow.
And eventually what'll happen is when that gear is sized right, this little crank will go in here and it'll have a gear on the end, and you turn this like this and all the fingers go up and down.
That's cool.
Nice.
And then you start hooking a motor onto it and really making it go
Yep.
until
Yep.
it blows up, and then you just throw it in the trash.
and then I send the whole thing to Paul, and he puts LEDs on the end of each finger so that they change colors when they go like this.
It'd be fun.
Matt got my my piano comment. Good deal. Good deal. I want to see a Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Very cool. For me, I've been working on something, but I really can't talk about it yet. And but it's gonna be cool when it's ready to go. Probably in the next 2 weeks or so. But I've been printing a bunch of stuff. Lots of iterations of parts and doing that and using the CNC for parts of it and all that. I haven't used the laser yet on it, but the laser is going to be part of it too at some point. So yeah, been busy, been very busy. So I just can't show anyone.
Is it justified getting a second printer? Having to do all those iterations?
No, not yet. When it becomes when I'm producing product, then yes. But what I'm doing the different iterations on right now, for the most part, no, I don't need one yet. Hopefully somebody's going to want to buy this product and then I can go, yes, I need another printer right now. Please send. Send.
Because for me right now, even, I'm printing another Lego box.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I had another one, I could be doing the lid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to get rid of these to get one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, but
anyone looking for a good used printer?
I was thinking about doing a video on this, and then maybe I'll still do one at one point. But the Bamboo or a similar machine, you're spending $500-$600 on just the machine itself without let's not even talk any of the multicolor stuff. You're spending $500-$600. So my thought was, could you buy a bunch of used printers and refurbish them to produce the same or more than what the one fast guy does, in the same time frame? You really should be able to.
I was looking at the what is it, the Ender Pro 5 or the 5 Pro, where it's all in case, but then the bed itself is $300. I was thinking the same thing. If you could redo that, because it's on a solid frame, it should move right along.
Oh yeah, I think that the Ender 5s, they're I guess it's still considered a Cartesian machine, but
the bed goes up and down. It doesn't go back and forth.
No, well, Cartesian as in you have a motor that does X and a motor that does Y and a motor that does Z. But they do have core XY conversions for the Ender 5s. I know that because I had to do some research. But pretty cool though. I mean, I guess they're pretty popular to convert and make much more faster than what they came from out of the box. But pretty awesome.
No, I know Anycubic just came out with one, the X08, I believe, or something like that. It looks that one looks nice, and that's $500, I believe.
What the heck happened here? Hold on a second. Where'd it go? Shoot. Hold on a second. I all my things to talk about tonight aren't showing up.
Did you save it?
Well, in the spot that they are. So I'm wondering, I do a show for CNC with me, so maybe it's over there. Nope, it's not there. Oh, what'd I do?
I don't know,
Um,
but we're blue now.
we're changing that here. Let's. This should just take me a second here. Hold on a second. Talk amongst yourselves.
I agree with Keith. Just one more.
Yeah, one more.
All right. Well, it's there. All right. So what I do? It usually shows up here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna bounce out. For some reason, it's not showing up here, but it should be because I pulled it up on another computer and it's showing up there. So I don't know why it's not showing up here. That's kind of weird. All right. I'll be right back. There we go.
Sean, what do you have printing? I don't know if you said.
Oh, this one over here, I'm printing the flatbed flat
That
car. This resin printer, I'm printing the trucks
Trust.
and the bogies.
There we go. I'm back.
And that one, I'm playing around with that one.
Playing around.
Yeah.
See, that's why I need a second printer, one to play around with while the other one's working.
Well, see, the problem with that though is that you have now that you have a bamboo, you just need to get another bamboo one, because if you get another printer and it's slower or doesn't print as nice or something, you're not going to touch it. I mean, since I got this guy, my Ender 3's been sitting in the corner over here collecting dust for 5 months. I mean, I literally haven't even plugged it in. So it never mind the one that's over my shoulder. That's a separate machine.
But should we believe the rumors?
What's that?
They are making a bigger build plate one.
Oh yeah, they definitely
cool.
are. Yeah. I don't know how big. I think it's a 300 millimeter one, but I haven't seen it I haven't heard for sure how big that one is. How big?
See, and that's these two here, and I like that size just for the simple reason of doing stuff like this.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you print that? Have you had that for a long time? Or
About
is that
4 years.
Okay.
I was ahead of the game.
I've been
But
looking
then-
at those.
There you go. See, I haven't done a Mando
That's-
helmet yet.
All just one simple print.
Now that's as it came off the printer.
No.
No, I had to paint it. This is
Paint it?
painted. So I use the Bondo spot filler, I guess
Yep.
it's called. The glaze, Bondo glaze. And that just works so nice on prints. Just sand it. And I mean, yeah, you
Yeah,
can't even
that
tell
sounds
it's a
great.
print.
No. Great.
There's a couple of people out there that do like the paint painting and stuff like that for prop stuff. I watch them because of they do Star Wars stuff. But what is it? Smuggler's Room. He does a really great
Yeah,
job
he's
painting.
cool.
Van Oak's props. He does really good painting. He just put out a video today, doing like a cover for or latches for a door. That was pretty cool. And then there was oh man, what's that girl's name? Oh man, I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, her painting abilities are levels above everything. I mean, she is awesome. I forget what
What's
her
it?
name
Is it the one with the lady? She's missing a finger.
I don't know if she is or not. I don't know.
Is she in the UK or
Oh.
over in Europe?
No,
Oh,
she's,
you're
okay.
talking
she's a
about.
US girl.
She's good too.
Yeah, this girl, she just did one the other day about it's like a droid from the Phantom Menace, and it was pretty awesome. Her ability to paint and weather and stuff like that, it's pretty nuts. But anyway, all right, let's jump into some stuff because we're already 25 minutes into this show, and We haven't talked about anything really yet. The first thing I want to bring up is that I saw him out in the chat, Mr. Cody Elkins. You know, if you need some bits, go down jennybits.com, get some Jenny bits. Today is the 2-year anniversary of him getting his first like prototype, I think is what I saw on Facebook. So congratulations, Mr. Cody. You know, for getting it out there and changing the world of bits. All that awesome stuff. So go support our buddy. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of what else I had seen. Nothing else that I had on, I guess, like on standby or whatever. But all right, well, let's jump into it here. The first video that I wanted to bring up to you guys today was this one from. Here, let me make us get into our spots here. Spread us out a little bit so we can still see. It was this thing. This thing's pretty wild. So the channel 24/7 is working on a beta release of a file for the Voron Zero, but it's like his own spin on things, I guess. And so if anybody out there is not familiar with what a Voron is, it's a 3D printer. It's an open source 3D printer. So you get the files and all that for free, you print it all out. And, you know, there's some people that sell part kits to build these different ones, but this is the small one. So it's got a pretty small build plate. But in this video, he shows this thing going in real time, and it's printing at over 1,000 millimeters a second.
Oh,
Wow.
that's screaming.
Yeah, when you watch this video, and he puts up on screen real time, and it looks like it's a one done in time lapse because it is moving so fast, which is crazy because it's in such a small area. But man, the acceleration is through the roof. But pretty wild.
And that cooling system.
Yeah, the cooling system. Yeah, you can see the cooling system here in the middle, that the gold pieces that are going down. So it doesn't have part cooling on the head itself. It has the cooling coming from the bottom of the build, the bottom of the chassis up and through in those gold tubes that are there.
Yeah.
I thought,
and he's using server fans.
Yeah,
mini server, you know, like 1AU server fan. That thing's got to be loud.
Oh yeah, it's got to be. But how awesome is that? I mean,
yeah.
You want to print fast? Holy crap! That was nuts, but pretty neat. I mean, he's keeping with the with the whole theme of the open source and all that, and building off of the Voron architecture. And man, for me, I wouldn't have use for a printer that small. I don't think. I mean, I mean, some of the parts I do are small, but I would have to go, okay, I'm going to specifically use this printer to make these little parts.
That I could see a use in my shop, because I print on my modules, those little feet.
Yeah.
And I zip those out, and pretty much, I mean, it's a nice printer, but that's all it's pretty much doing is it's dedicated to printing feet. This would be cool because it'd be able to knock them out.
Yeah. So how many of the feet do you print out at a time? Are you filling up
16.
the whole build plate?
Half the plate.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess so. That would be a good size, because I mean I mean it's smaller than 180 millimeters. I think I'm pretty sure for the build plate size on this thing. So it's a pretty small build plate, but it ridiculous fast. Even if you don't care about 3D printers and stuff like that, you should go watch how fast this thing moves. It is just redonkulous. Absolutely redonkulous.
I was asking, do you print the feet all at once or in sequence?
All at once. It makes it go a little quicker.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right. So the next one here, this is she's new. This is Alicia DIY. Well, I mean, relatively new. I guess she got to Thunder like 8 months ago, and before that, she was doing some scroll sawing for her signs and stuff like that. But now she's using the Thunder on it. So she just put out this video showing a walkthrough on how she does it, like making this. Is that the Calgary Flame hockey team, I believe? How she makes that sign using Illustrator and Lightburn. Pretty good. Very clear, concise. The only thing, and somebody did actually make a comment about this on her video after I'd watched it, was that she's playing music throughout the whole thing, and when you're going through the parts of the Illustrator and Lightburn, you kind of get mixed in with the sound of the music levels and her voice at the same time. But yeah, she's working on it. So
She's growing.
yeah, she does a good job on it though. I think if she keeps it up, it'll be a good channel to keep an eye on. So all right, moving on here. We have Above Wong Art. I'd never heard of this guy before, but that's all right. The reason I brought this one up is because of the new Anycubic Cobra 3. So this is their new printer that we talked about a little bit last week here, with some of the stuff that they just put out. So he's got a hold of one of these things and was taken out of the box and all that stuff, and it gives a little more view of what it really is. Which changed from here, because from this picture it looked like it was one tube going into the printer head, but you can obviously see here there's 4 going in there, so it's kind of that A1, the bamboo A1 style print head where you have all the filaments going in and down in there.
So is it? I wonder if it's 4 into 1 head then.
Yeah. So it doesn't have as much time to change colors and all that, because it only has to retract it 2 or 3 inches instead of several feet that the other AMSs do. But the thing I found the most interesting on watching this video was the filament. So I pulled up I was watching it, and anybody that has a bamboo style AMS, like this one here, or like Paul's same one, you're not supposed to use cardboard spools in them because of the wheels and all that stuff, and it's supposed to, I guess, clog it up or something. Who knows? I run them in mine sometimes, so I don't know what's supposed to be the problem of doing it, but there's supposed to be a problem with running the cardboard spools in it. Every spool in that thing with Anycubic filament is a cardboard spool. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. I wonder if they're going to like continue to say that that's cool to have in there or what. But that was like all of their filament. So thought that was pretty interesting. I guess we'll find
those
out.
colors are really cool too.
What was that?
The colors.
Oh yeah, they were really neat. They were kind of pastel-y.
Yeah.
And but bright pastel-y style. I don't know if it's real. I think maybe I'm saying pastel-y because that's what he said in the video. But I guess they're not. It's not a harsh color.
No.
But they're more matte colored than what they. Not shiny, I guess.
That's what I've liked about printing lately. From when I was originally printing, these matte colors, they just even feel better. I think I'm just going to switch over to all matte.
Sweet, very cool. Yeah,
like
the guy didn't give an impression on it or anything because he had just opened it up and put it together, but it's a pretty cool little setup there. So, They're what? They're $449, which is pretty
Not bad.
good price point. I didn't see what size bed it is, but but it's interesting because the Bamboo A1 Mini is $449 with the AMS, but the A1, the bigger one, has the 256 cube build plate. That one is $559. So it's coming in at $110 cheaper than the Bamboo, and we'll see if the quality works out well for him. But the guy was even like looking around it. It's like my son has a Cobra 2 under here, under that table that you can't see because it's dark. This one is leaps and beyond and bounds beyond looking in quality compared to what this one is. So that I hope it's better than what this one is. There's a reason why it's sitting underneath the table. It's not very good. Thankfully, neither he nor I paid any money for that. It was given to him. So, yeah, hopefully, we'll see some more stuff coming on through it. We'll see. So, all right, moving on here. We got our buddy Dave Gatton. Mr. Gatton's gotten a hold of a Nemo Labs NBX 5040. So nice.
That's a nice
cool little
printer.
machine.
Or a nice CNC it is.
It looks stout as crap. I mean, he said the box was like 100 pounds. So that's a sturdy little machine. Seems like
I like
moves
the way
around.
the control panel comes off the controller, and you can hold it in your hand and do stuff almost remotely.
Yeah. I made a comment on the video he just put out yesterday, and where he's using it for the first time. And I said, the only thing I don't like about it is that hopefully that they'll change in the next iteration of it is a bigger screen. But Dave said it's bright and you can see it. It's not a hindrance to have it that size. So but yeah, it's pretty good looking.
I noticed he was using a stylus with it too, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Except I don't like stylus.
Oh,
It get lost. I would lose it in 10 minutes.
And plus,
that's what your 3D printers for. And a
big
little holder
hands
for it.
I feel like I'm gonna always break them. My cell phone, I have one, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool. But every time I use it, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna break this thing. So I'm like, I just use my finger now.
Yeah. The thing I like best about Dave's videos is his the Avid table that he has. The Avid workbench, man, what a great workbench that thing is.
It is solid, isn't it?
Avid makes a very solid workbench.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I wouldn't mind to have that workbench, to be honest.
It would be a nice workbench to have.
Yes.
You could put your Nemo Labs CNC on it. I don't know what else you'd use it for, but you could put your Nemo Labs CNC on it. Good deal. Dave knows I love him. He's a good guy. So, or at least he plays one on TV. All right. Moving on here. So we got Helpful Hobbies Harry. I kind of like this guy. I watched this video from him, and so he made a wasp decoy nest. I didn't understand why it changed colors in the middle of it. If he didn't say, but if it was intentional or not, I'm assuming it was intentional. I guess he maybe ran out of the brown or something like that. But evidently, wasps don't like it if something looks like a wasp's nest is hanging around, and so he made a fake wasp nest that was on. I think it was on Thingiverse, and
I did not know
hung
that.
it up and he made he's keeping the wasp away. I was like, huh, That's a pretty good idea. I never heard of that. Mr. Corliss, you're old. Have you ever heard of that?
In all my many years of experience dealing with wasps, I have never heard of that. But of course, 3D printing wasn't invented until far into my lifetime.
Yeah, Paul got stung by a paper wasp once, and said, "I wonder why they called it a paper wasp. I don't know what paper is."
Exactly, yeah, they only used parchment back in my early.
Good
Dave
time.
says, "Quit knocking his 10K workbench."
Yeah, there he goes. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so that file is downloaded. I know what I'm printing tomorrow.
Yeah, you got some around.
Oh, we have a huge wasp problem.
Well, good. You'll have to let me know if it works.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Harry was saying that it like wasps don't like to have a nest within like 200 feet of another wasp nest, which I think is crap, because I've been under some solar panels where every other one has wasp nests under it. Maybe 200 millimeters is the distance. But it would be interesting to see if they if they will keep away. JJ says that wasp nest will also keep hummingbirds away. Well, I'm not going to put one of those around my house then. Once in a while we get hummingbirds. So
just need to find a way to put LED lights in them.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Paper lanterns. Yeah, so I guess there's a couple different ways to do it, and I guess it does work if people do it all over the place. Harry's saying if you have a boat at a marina, there's a nest in every boat and every dock box. Very cool. Yeah, and Dave's doing it with brown paper bag. Might want to hang one underneath of that $10,000 assembly table. Yeah, well, we'll have to give that one a whirl and see what happens. I wonder if it's the shape that gets them, because I mean, if it's the color, I mean, why if you have a front light hanging off your house, why wouldn't that like represent the same thing? I don't know. Things to think about. All right, moving on. So we have good old John Hines.
He's cool.
This man has taken a turn the last couple of years. You would never have thought that this guy would have a CNC and now a 3D printer. And now he has both. Granted, he does hang the CNC on the wall, which I don't agree with. But he bought himself a bamboo P1P recently and has been printing things left and right. And so I guess from the video, he was talking to Matthias and made a comment about 3D printing a bandsaw. And Matthias said, no, it's not going to work. So John decided to do it anyway and showed that it can work. So it was a pretty good video. I like John's videos. He usually puts something out, usually on a Saturday, and then puts a talking video out on Sundays. So this is the one that came out last week, and I thought it was pretty cool. I dug it. I liked how he's really taken to the hobby. And
I think Heist has had a CNC for quite a while when he had his store before he moved into a shop. Now when he moved into a shop, I haven't paid too much attention.
He got one. It was probably over a year ago now. I think at one point he had he might have had an X-Carve or something
Small
like that.
ones, yeah.
And then gave it away or sold it or something like that because he didn't use it. But now he has it's the orange one. I can't remember what it is.
Pox.
The guy from Make Something has the same one, whatever that one is. I can't remember. Oh well.
But I like
anyway.
how he just slowly piece by piece is replacing it
Yeah.
in parts.
Yeah, I think
It looks good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turned out good.
Except for his deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wood grabbed it and not enough infill. Crush that.
What's
thing
cool
real
is
quick.
he goes through and then he redoes it and he shows you what he does.
Yeah,
He strengthens it. Yeah, I was impressed.
yeah, he did a good job with him. So I left a message on his a comment on his video saying, "Hey, I'm glad you're working with the 3D printing because it is pretty cool and it does have its uses. So it'll be interesting to see what he does with it going forward." Cool deal. So make or break shop. I guess doing maps is a pretty big thing for people with the lasers. Pew pew pew. And he's in this video. He was talking about some new software that's come out that makes it really simple to do this stuff. Like you don't really have to do a whole lot of work. You kind of just click some buttons and make it and tell it what you want it to have, and it'll send it out in the different layers and all that. Only problem is it's like a subscription thing, and you use credits to do it and all that. But it looked pretty versatile. Like I know, I'm sure there's people out there that this is all they do is do the maps. And
I can see if you're in a big city.
Or people do it just for projects or whatever. But
Yeah.
or outside of cities or towns or whatever.
I don't know. Here it'd be just a bunch of squares.
Yeah. But some people like that for the location stuff of like where they met or something like that.
Or if you bought a new house,
yeah,
like for realtors.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were some cool uses for it, but I just didn't like the subscription model that it was.
Well, I mean, I'm wondering if it's because how they're pulling all that map data, and if they're having to pay a subscription, with wherever they're getting their data from, to keep it up to date, yeah. But I did like how you could do land, you could do just the highways, and then it had on ramps, off ramps, park trails.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It was crazy. Like, you could do detailed. The buildings.
Yeah, the buildings. Yeah,
just depends on how close you want to be or in detail that you want. So, yeah, but it was pretty cool. I mean, I dug it. I wouldn't get any use out of it, but because it's not something that I do. But I definitely could see a value in it.
I wonder if it'd do railroad.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it does have it on there.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, because it had the individual, like Paul was saying, it has on ramps.
On ramps.
You could.
Well, if it does the trails too, yeah.
So it was pretty cool how it all was set up. But yeah, pretty neat though. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that do the maps, and it would be helpful. All right, moving on here. Laser engraving 911. Got a whole bunch of blanks from Temu.
This one was cool. A lot of good ideas.
The Temu stuff, I thought it was when Temu first came out and a bunch of people were buying stuff off of there. Their videos were doing crazy, and then it kind of went away. Like nobody cared about it for a while. But his video, I mean, you can see it came out 5 days ago, and it's got 40,000 views on it. So people are still interested in it and all that. But he does like 20 different things. Yeah, 20 because that's what it shows. And he kind of goes through on like, hey, more so than just selling something individually, but like selling a kind of moving yourself to selling towards a business or something like that, or a corporation that's doing an event or something like that.
Even Etsy.
Yeah, yeah. Different things that you could do to sell stuff, and like what you could price something at and make money doing it. And he even included in like the business cards, wooden business cards that you can engrave. Well, if you're using like a smaller, fiber laser or something like that, one of those little ones, they're not really meant for cutting out stuff, and you would have to pretty much cut it down to size anyway to be able to cut it down on that. So putting the blank in there by itself would even make sense. So it was pretty cool, pretty good video. I thought it was a good one. He went.
I'm not gonna lie. I went to Temu after seeing that, and
Yeah, did you?
I love the hat patches, and the prices
yeah.
are really great. The only thing is you got to wait a few extra days, but
yeah, the hat patches
Not a
were
bad deal.
a killer deal.
yeah,
The only problem was like it was like the ones that he bought. I'm sure you can buy all the ones that are the same or whatever, but the hat blanks that he shows in the video are all different ones. It was like a pack of like 100 and something of them, and they ended up
30,
being
I
like
believe.
a quarter a piece or something like that. I mean, it was super cheap. But man, it did good. It did good stuff.
That video is worth watching if you have a laser.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and want to sell stuff, like doing that for
Craft
even
shows.
if you had like a K40 or something, you took it to a craft show, you could set it up to be able to do the key rings or whatever right there, and have it going and knock it out of the park. So, all right, next one. This is going to be a little bit of a discussion on this one. This is Marius Homburger. Holy cow.
Watch this video.
As you see the timestamp, it is almost an hour and a half long. Had to watch it in some parts, but it is worth watching that whole video.
Yeah.
There's not really a spot that you could just skip ahead to and go, all right, I don't need to see him doing this. He walks through that whole thing, and man, it is captivating to watch. I like that one. So
I'm still at a loss for words on that video.
Yeah. The engineering that he puts into making a stupid oscillating sander.
Yeah.
All I could think of to myself was, I think I'd rather just go spend the $75 and go to Harbor Freight and buy one. but what he built was nuts. It works so well, and the theories and all that he uses to build it were pretty awesome.
And it's not like he just gutted something else and just took some. I mean, everything in there is.
Yeah.
I mean, the motor is like the only thing he didn't technically
build.
Yeah, but the whole inner gut.
The oscillating
it on a lathe and everything.
Yeah.
And then he uses 3D printing. He uses the CNC. I mean, I know he ends up the sponsor to mill the aluminum parts that he needed, but the prototyping he did.
But he could have done it because he has all the equipment there.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, old PCB way. I think
one of them.
They are spending some money on folks these days. They are sponsoring all kinds of videos.
Yeah, and then you can switch out that head. So that's not the only size head.
Yeah. Yeah, and it comes off. He made it just so it's like a simple switch, and flip it off, and that whole center section comes off, and then you can put a drum
spindle,
spindle sander on there and go. The things with the 45 degree, the trundle. he's doing that stuff like one handed. I'm like, man, my table saw you got to wrestle with to get that thing to tilt, and he can just go whoop, and it's gone. It's like, are you kidding me, man? Like, yeah, it's impressive, and everybody should watch that. I mean, obviously, 610,000 people have already watched it, but more people should watch that one. It's really good.
You see that on videos. You need to see this. This is not clickbait.
Yeah, no,
Like,
no. It's a good one.
and how many times did he take that apart?
Oh, 150 times.
Oh,
Every
man.
piece.
Every time he started, I just got to take it apart. I've been like you said, Ryan, going to the store, buying one. At that point, yeah.
The 3D printed mechanism that he made to do the oscillating was ridiculous. That dude's smart.
And then at the end of the video, he's like, and this is the first part.
Yeah, so he's building something to go with it, I guess, or something. I don't know.
I wonder if it's a table setup where
Yeah,
it'll sit in.
and you can flip it.
Could be. I don't know. Oh yeah, and I did say it changes to like 45-degree angles and all that stuff, but it's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Good deal. Yeah, everybody should go watch it. And if you don't like it, after you watch it for an hour and a half, you can yell at me.
It's like watching a good documentary.
Yeah.
It's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, like I did not view this as a YouTube video. I felt like I was watching a movie, a documentary movie.
Yeah, it was really good. And he tells you when he screws stuff up and all that stuff in it. And I think he even says that at one point. He goes, I can tell you I nailed this in the first try, but I didn't. Nope. No, but good video. Good video. All right. Speaking of $10,000, assembly tables, Martinson Manufacturing. These guys, he started his company, I guess, really doing vents for glow forges. To vent it out a window or something like that, like doing the adapters for changing the size of the hose or something like that too. And he's also doing like the whole window, a plexiglass insert for windows and stuff like that now too. And he's gotten himself a 4x8 foot CNC, and this is not the first one. Oh wow. Hey, there's a tornado has been spotted between Berkeley and Hancock heading east. Wow. Well, that's heading away from me, so that's good. That's like 15 minutes away. You don't see tornadoes up this way very often. Anyway, so this it's a what's that? I can't remember the name of the Zenbot. That's what it's called. Yeah, a Zenbot CNC. And that setup that he has there in that picture was like $6,500. Like, wow. It's supposed to be pretty good. So
That ain't really that bad for a 4x8.
No, not at all.
No.
And then it's like 1,005, I think. Take off 1,005 if you don't want the
table,
the legs. Yeah, the table.
So I mean, pretty good value on this thing. It seems like it's a really small company building them. The Zenbot is very small. I think they're in California because I looked it up afterwards because I was like, wow, that's a pretty neat machine. I've never heard of it, so let me look it up. And so it seems like it's gone through a couple iterations so far, but looks like they're onto something. 4x8 foot and 4x8 foot cutting area. That was the thing too. It wasn't just that you could put a 4x8 foot sheet on there, but the cutting area is actually 4x8. So, and they also have like a 4x4 one that's like $5,000 or something like that.
That ain't bad.
Very inexpensive for I think what you're getting.
It is belt driven though, right? On the X and Y, because it's on linear.
I believe so. Yeah.
It's only the Z that's
Yeah. Z was a screw, but
Screw
I think
lead.
the other ones might be belt. I think. I could be wrong, but I think you're right. So we'll see. Besides that one, we talked about Slant 3D a couple weeks ago, making a whatchamacallit, a coffee maker. Then they updated their design and made a new minimalist one. Pretty cool looking. I dug the way this thing looks. I like what they're doing over there. I mean, their whole thing is, hey, we're showing you different things that you can make with our giant print farm. But I really like how they're like they put out a couple of videos a week on here's things to consider for doing this or doing that, like taking a product and changing it. It's kind of inspirational. But just this whole coffee maker thing was pretty cool. I don't know how I would. I don't drink very much coffee, so I don't know if I would actually use this thing, but it would be kind of cool to have around. So, but they even made it so that you could take this design, like if you have an Etsy store, they have an Etsy app plugin, so you could take this product and put it into your Etsy store, and then they'll print it and ship it. So
that's cool.
You literally didn't have to design it. You didn't have to print it or ship it or anything. You could just say, hey, yeah, I'm offering this and go.
A drop ship.
Yeah. It's kind of wild. So, pretty neat though. I like what they're up to over there. They also put out a video, I think earlier this week, on their filament, because they make tangled filament, and is the name of it. And they're on we talked about it a while back about how they're on a quest to do $10 a kilogram, and they just reduced their price from $18 to $15 a kilogram. So they're on their way. And that includes shipping.
Wow.
Yeah. So if they dropped the shipping out of it, they'd be at $10 right now. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Hey, the ZenBot is actually Rack and Pinion.
Oh, is it Rack and Pinion? Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for correcting.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I don't even know if you brought that up. I just kind of saw a quick glance at the side when they were showing off the clamping.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty cool looking little machine. I mean, if you need a big one, that'd be one worth looking into.
Boy, that's a big enough horizontal surface. I could store half my shop on it.
Heck yeah.
Can you imagine the projects you can build on it?
I mean, look at that. And you didn't have to spend $10,000 to get a nice big, crap table. You could spend $6,000. You could buy 2.
Yeah. I could put my CO2 laser on top of it.
Oh man, then it wouldn't be on the ground.
Right? and use the other half for the router.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, you could still
use it.
I might have to redesign my whole shop now.
There you go. Just get it to have at the table.
Yeah.
So what do you make with it? Nothing. I just use it as a table.
Hey, that's what my CNC is right now. It's been a table for the past 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Going on 4 weeks.
Shame on you.
It happened.
Hey, but my laser's been going in my 3D. I got 2 out of the 3 machines going. So
there you go.
I'm letting it rest there.
Whatever works. Oh, and, we've been having fun with Dave this evening, but I did want to also thank Mr. Gatton because he came on to the CNC with me podcast with me this week, and we were talking some CNC stuff. So thanks, Dave, for coming on there and hanging out with me for a little while. It's always fun to hang out with Dave. So, all right. Well, and now the last thing that we have, that was all of our regular videos. Now for something different. It's a commercial. So anybody out there that has not seen this commercial yet, they should go out of their way and watch this commercial. So, as we all know, last Saturday was May the 4th, Star Wars Day, blah, blah, blah. So iPhone brought out a new commercial for their location service. It's like detailed things. And it shows this guy going to a Star Wars convention, and it's his little journey to it, and it's pretty funny. I enjoyed it immensely. He gets on a bus wearing the Mandalorian helmet and everything. People are looking at him sideways, and gets walking through a sprinkler, all kinds of stuff. So it's a good commercial. I thought it was pretty funny. I guess the real thing about the whole commercial is, he gets to the convention and needs to find his other Mandalorian friends. And so he's like, where are you at? And they send him a location thing, and it does instead of being 1,000, showing directions of, take a right on this street or that street, it's just an arrow that says go this way 150 feet or whatever it is. So, Sean, how hard is that to see out of?
Do what?
Can you see out of that thing at all? Like,
No.
I've always wondered if Pedro can actually see out of that damn thing. Like, those guys are supposed to be such great warriors and stuff like that. Yeah, guess how good of a warrior you could be if you didn't have this helmet on your head obscuring all your vision. You could really beat the bejesus out of somebody. But yeah, it's a good commercial. It's like 3 minutes long, and it's a good one. So you should go check that out. Man. Let's go back here and we'll check on the comments and all that, see if anybody has anything else to say here. Oh yeah, Harry, what we were talking about before with John and John's Stepcraft. Yes, that's right. That's what CNC John Hines has.
A long time ago, a friend Matt had this question.
Oh, okay. X-Tool laser came with lubricant grease. What's the deal with that? And how often does that need to be applied?
And then Harry came back with this answer.
There you go. So the answer is, Matt, is that it's to lube the screws on your Prusa.
The easiest is if you just run your finger across a rail, like if it's a linear rail. I don't know what rails are on his machine, but if it's dry, lube it up just by running your finger. If it's slick, you're good. Just don't overdo it.
Yeah. Let's see here. What else we got here? Oh yeah. Dave said, just like old times. That's right. Here's a
question.
Oh, here we go. I have tried TPU filament. If you can't use it through the EMS, you have to go straight to the extruder. Correct. Yeah, you can't. With the bamboo, and I would assume any of these multi-filament things, you can't use the TPU through those machines. You got to run it right to the extruder itself, and that's because it stretches. So I've
run it on my Creality 10S, and I have to be really careful running it through the Bowden tube so that it doesn't jam up in there. And
Yeah.
Direct drive works the best for
yeah,
flexible.
Yeah. Let's see here. Half the time it probably isn't Pedro. He probably just shows up to do voiceover. Actually, I've heard the opposite. I've heard that it's him most of the time. Is my understanding. So Pedro's the guy that plays the Mandalorian. And that Pedro has been like the dude that plays the Mandalorian. He is in so many superhero
Narcos.
movies.
Oh,
He's gonna be Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four movies coming out.
Huh.
Like, and then he's Mando, and then who else has he been?
he was in Narcos.
Yeah, he's in Narcos, and he's been in some other superhero movies. Man, I can't remember what it was right offhand, but he's been in a whole bunch of them. It's pretty funny, all over the place.
Sorry, I don't know what it is, but I like Pablo Escobar.
Yeah,
Stuff. Okay, let me rephrase that. I like documentaries in the history.
Did you see the one about his hippos?
No. I kind of like more the Enterprise stuff. I know he had the compound and everything, but
Yeah. So evidently he had to help. He brought in a bunch of hippos, and then the hippos have just gone wild down there, and they attack people and they just cause havoc down there. Like even right now, they are going ape shit down there.
He's still causing havoc.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But yeah, there's a documentary about it's like Escobar's hippos is what the name of it is. It's all about the hippos. Craziness.
Because didn't he have giraffes too? Because I mean, he had all kinds of.
I'm sure he had all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that. I just saw the ads for it. But evidently it was an interesting place down there. when you got all kinds of drug money, you just buy random shit. But like that thought process of getting hippos. He's sitting around one day and he's like, you know what? I want a freaking hippo. I played the game when I was a kid. Hungry hippos. I want me some hippos. I want to see them eat. Where can I get one? Can I go down to the pet store and pick one up?
Well, he is in the transportation business, so I bet
Yes.
that was an easy move for him.
Yeah.
Compared to what he normally has to move.
But then you also have to think, though, too, like he's got to go, this isn't something that I can just take care of. Like, I have to have somebody that can actually deal with this. And that poor soul on his compound that got stuck with dealing with the hippos. It's like, man, I just wanted to run some drugs, man. I didn't deal with freaking hippos. what the hell's going on? Yeah, so it must be pretty crazy. I just think, it's like, well, in like Michael Jackson had the Neverland or whatever it was called. He had Ferris wheels and that. Like, hey, I just want to go get a Ferris wheel. Like, you just go on Facebook Marketplace and buy a Ferris wheel. I don't know. Who knows? Earl. I can't remember if you're on CNC with me or not. If you're not on CNC with me, you're never going to see it. And not never. Don't never say never. It might be changing at some point here. But at the moment, you have to sign into CNC with me and watch it that way.
He says, "Yes, I am."
Yeah, he is. So we'll have to figure that out and see what's going on then. I don't think we're how it's done on CNC with me, like because I actually do the show on StreamYard, the same stuff that we used to do this show and all that, but it just does it like as a webinar to CNC with me. So I don't know if it really is saving it anywhere or what have you. So we'll try to get that figured out. I've been talking to Hamilton a little bit about what we can do with that, and trying to find a solution. So hang in there, buddy. We'll get it figured out. All right. Well, we've been going at it for a little while here tonight. We're gonna have to let Mr. Corliss go get his beauty sleep. So we're gonna get out of here. Mr. Corliss, you got anything else for us tonight?
No, I wanted to go out and watch the Aurora Borealis tonight, except where I live, I have to drive a little ways. Well, that makes it even later. And I guess I'm not going to see it, but
it's all good. You got cloudy going on there where you're at, right?
Yeah, it's cloudy. In fact, I think it's raining right now. So that puts a wrench in the works too.
Yeah. Well, evidently we got tornadoes close by, so I don't know if I'd see it either. Yeah. What about you, Mr. Klondike? Anything?
Just gonna chill. I will go out and hopefully check out the auroras tonight. I missed it last night. I saw some really cool pictures out there.
Yeah. There's been some really cool photos of it showing up. So, what about you, Mr. Hammerquist? Anything from you, sir?
If we power is stable, hopefully I'll have a video out tomorrow.
Nice.
Hopefully. We've lost power and internet. I'm surprised I made it through the show. Surprised I made it through work on Friday. It's been so bad lately.
Do you have your 3D printer on a
PSU or whatever?
Surge protector? Power? All right. I don't know if this is a feature, but mine, I've had these brownouts when it's going. It stopped and then picked right back up where it left off.
Really?
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's
I didn't have to. Yeah, I was like, oh, sweet.
Recovery. Very nice.
But that's always been on the brownouts. Luckily, when it's gone out for like 30 minutes an hour, I haven't been printing. So haven't got to test long term. I don't want to test long term, but
keep away from that if you can.
Yeah. But hopefully have a video on a fun toy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. If I can get my ass out of the weeds and do some editing, I'd have a couple of videos I can put out, but I haven't done those yet. haven't edited jack. So
they come out with AI assistants, AI this, AI that. There's no AI editor yet. Come on.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Where?
Oh yeah. There's a couple of them, and supposedly you just drop all your clips in there, and it'll pop you out a video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Google AI. Well, that's the longest. That's what takes the longest time.
I hate doing it. I hate editing videos. It's the worst.
A guy told me today that AI stands for almost intelligent.
Yeah.
Hey, even if it gets it that close, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Sean's got the dog. Oh, so quick dog story before we go. So my wife and I took our dogs out to the rail trail down there, and we're walking this evening, and we're walking down it, and it's a path, 8 feet wide or whatever, and it goes for 20 some miles. Anyway, we had both our shepherds with us, and we're walking down, and Ranger, the big shepherd, he's like 100 pounds. He sees a rabbit, and it's really funny because he's just walking along and he sees the rabbit, his ears honing in on it, and he starts getting closer, and he stops walking, then he starts doing the really slow walking forward, and the other dog is just like, being dipsy. And before I could go, honey, lock his leash down, he goes after that rabbit. About yanks her arm out of her socket because it was he's on the retractable leash, so he had like 3 or 4 feet left before he was at the end of it, but it was enough to yank her like all the way across the trail. She was like, oh my God. I was like, sorry. I was like in the middle of the thought, you need to lock him down so he can't go after that rabbit. But stupid rabbit was just hanging out. So, all right. Well, everybody have a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day to any moms out there. I might make something for my wife tomorrow. I haven't done anything yet. I think we're going to breakfast. So it's all good. Yeah. Anyway. All right, party people. Have a good one. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. It's a long show this evening. Good times. All right. Well, peace out, sauerkraut. Have a good one.